what is AOC like to work with?
I haven't really had much conversation with her. She was on my oversight, or she was on oversight with me, the committee last Congress. She's now on a different one. I've worked with her on this bill specifically in regards to us both backing it and then also to backing a capping credit card interest. And I think she'll probably get behind one that we're going to do on capping student loan interest. So, we are clearly disagreeing on a lot of issues, but I think these issues specifically, where you have more of the populist perspective, we probably connect on. The way in my dialogue is if people are gonna, I'm not the person that usually starts fights, I finish them. So I don't really engage in the.
Has she ever picked on you? Has she ever come after you or no?
Not really, no.
So you guys are very similar personality types, but on opposite sides when it comes down to
I'm
politics.
a little bit different, but yeah.
But I would say both of you, and what I mean by that is both of you guys are fighters. Like if somebody comes after you, you're not afraid to fight. Policies may be different, but she seems to be the fighting type. Not like the one I like the most. My favorite one out of all of you. No one's even close to her. This is I told my wife, if I ever had another person you had to worry about, it would be Katie Porter. I'm in love with Katie Porter. Katie Porter's the GOAT.
Better watch out, Katie.
She is one of a kind. Katie Porter, I think I don't think if you gave her money, she would leave and go to The View or do a different show. I really think she cannot stand the opposite side, and she truly wants to do something to them with policies. She's a true believer. But if Katie Porter, if this stuff doesn't work out, man, I would bring her to the show, her take, and have her there, or,
Katie was interesting. I would see her a lot sitting quietly with some of the Republicans. So the chambers are broken down to the Republicans sit on the right side, the Democrats sit on the left side. I usually sit in the front, center aisle, so I could see the speaker as well. But you'd see her a couple times. It's interesting, though, because members of Congress are different with each other than they are with their staff sometimes. And you hear some horror stories with how they treat some of their staff sometimes.
Her?
No, just in general, most of the members.
What is she like?
I did not have any terribly negative experiences with her. But I think for the most part, people leave me alone. And so I don't know if that's like a fear thing or, I just don't. I'm very focused on facts, and I use that, and I tend to, Eric Swalwell bothered me for a little bit, but I trolled him with his videos and stuff, so he left me alone after that. So
he's easy though.
He's not particularly threatening. No.
No, I don't see him as somebody that would be. Eric is probably his own worst enemy. He gets in his own way. Some of the stuff that he says, you're either a great troll or you're trying to be one.
Yeah, he's trying.
He's trying. Like Newsom is dying to be Trump, but he's not. Newsom is trying to be Trump. Newsom's not Trump, right? Nowhere near him. But everything he does, he's trying to be the Trump of the left.
No, 100. I was on a show recently. I think it was on Comedy Central. It was like an evening talk show. And, they're talking about the No Kings protest. And I had made a joke, and I was like, well, if we were talking about Gavin Newsom, it'd be the No Queens protest. And he was like, well, is that homophobic? I was like, no, he just has feminine tendencies. And it's totally true. I don't know, he bitches on the internet all the time. It's like, what are you doing, Gavin? You have fires in the Palisades. What's going on?
He is kind of metro, right? If you think about it. He is super metro. He's dying to get on Rogan. He wants Rogan to get on his show. And
Rogan would eat his breakfast, though, if you had him on. Joe don't play.
not only does Joe don't play, but I think the approach he took is just the wrong approach. Joe will have anybody on to have a conversation with.
I think people are intimidated, though, because you can't, bring notes. You have to kind of be secure in what your ideas are. Yeah. And so I was always actually, when I first did, or when I was on with Joe, and then I left, I actually remember thinking, I can't believe Kamala Harris wouldn't sit down with him, because if you're running for president, that's the show you want to go on. I couldn't, and then I realized, it's because she wasn't that good.
No, she was scared. She was scared, and we had the Teamster here, president Sean O'Brien, and anybody that becomes president, they give everybody 16 questions to answer. He said everybody answered the 16 questions, including Joe Biden for 2024. He said he wasn't happy about it. He answered the 16 questions. The only person that only answered 3 was Kamala Harris. And he says, you have to realize, I'm a lifelong Democrat. My entire family were Democrats. We're going to vote for Democrats. But he says, she came to us and she said, with her, I don't need your vote, but you guys better support me. was like, what? We're Democrats. What are you doing talking to us like this? So
yeah, she's not a good person.
She is. I mean, there's a lot of words. Have you ever met her? Have you ever had any encounters with her?
You can find, when I was with Turning Point, I was coming back from the NRA conference, and this was back, I think, in 2018. And I ran into her at the airport in Dallas. And the reason I got into politics is because I started as a counter-trafficking activist. That's how Charlie Kirk found me during my gap year. And I ran into her at the airport. Yep, there it is. And I confronted her over not doing anything about the trafficking of women and children, because she's literally, like, if you're in office and, like, use your position to help fight that, right? And that was my interaction. Yeah.
Go ahead, Rob.
I told her she wouldn't be president.
Hi, I'm the director of Hispanic Engagement with Turning Point USA. I want to know about the children that you're saying that are at the border right now. Wait, would you answer this question real quick? No, I'm taking a picture real quick. Yeah, you're getting behind and you're saying that you're fighting for women. No, I'm not going to back off. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I'm asking her. She's saying that she supports Hispanic.
Those ladies asked her to take a picture.
I don't care. You're in my way. Don't talk to me.
Those ladies asked
Don't talk to me.
before you walked up.
She is damaging what is happening to Hispanic women and children at the border because she's promoting family reunification, which child sex is directly
I have your bag.
You're not commenting on this issue.
What year is this?
You are directly impacting the Hispanic demographic in a
she
negative
was
way.
initially, I think, on the Democrat ticket to run in 2020, and then she didn't make the nomination. Then Joe Biden was the nominee, and then she became the VP. And then it was funny because I saw her also walk in, because I came in 2022, so she was still a vice president. And I know her team saw that, because then I started campaigning with Trump and JD, and then Kamala HQ would keep like reposting my stuff to try to at me and stuff. So Kamala will never forget that day.
I bet. But by the way, so Charlie sees that and he DMs you?
No, I was already with Turning Point at this point in time.
because you said Mexican, Hispanic.
So I was their
Turning Point
director of
USA.
National Hispanic Engagement. So he had recruited me in 2018, and I was with them for about a year, and I would do the campus tours with him, Brandon Tatum, and ultimately realized I was like, I want to help kind of shift the national narrative. So I realized as an activist, you can do it one way, but also two, I had to do it by running for office. And so that's when I kind of gave it a shot to try to figure out how to do it.
What was he like? I spent time with Charlie, but what was he like for you?
Yeah, so when I first met him in 2018, Turning Point was a small organization. I remember the first Young Latino Leadership Summit that we did. I walked into the room and there was maybe 25 people in the room. And Charlie would walk around. I remember traveling with him, and he was kind of, this young kid, and he didn't have the nice suits yet, but he had the passion for it. So he was out there kind of just doing his thing. But I mean, the first conferences were maybe a couple hundred people, and then it exploded. But I would travel with him. I remember the first tabling session that we did was actually at a university in Portland, Oregon, and he just pulled out the table. He had his 4 GoPros and then a sign that said there are only 2 genders, and you can actually see that on my personal profile. Yeah, there it is. If you go to my actual X account, you can see the photo there. But, working with him, it's interesting because when I found out about what had happened with Charlie, I was actually, ironically enough, sitting in my office doing a interview on the assassination of John F. Kennedy for a documentary that Fox was doing. And I heard it, and then I saw it, and then I called over to Tyler and realized that he probably wasn't going to make it. If you pull up the actual photo, though, on my personal account on X, just go to the real Anna Paulina, and it'll be pinned right there. Or it'll be up on there. If you go through the photos, just click photos, and you'll see it. Just go down. You'll find it. There are only 2 genders. But the whole thing, with him is that he had this ability to read things, and I swear he had a visual memory to where he could just regurgitate it. But he was like brilliant, right? So I think he was going to run for president. I think Erica had mentioned that, if he were to run for office one day, I think that he was definitely projected to. But he had an eye for talent. He would help elevate people. He was really smart. He always had tips. Like I remember even when I was campaigning with him and JD Vance, he was actually backstage, and he's like, you should really try, using this word instead. And I took his advice because he was usually right. And it worked, of course. But he was an awesome guy. He's a really good guy.
It was one of a kind. By the way, it's interesting he said 2018. And I don't know, Rob, if you can find this or not. I sent you the link. In 2017, I interviewed him on the show.
Oh, in 2017?
2017,
Yes, it was like right when he was getting started.
That's right. So and I'm at his event, and I tell Mari's like, why are you talking to this 23-year-old guy? So why am I talking to? I said, this guy's going to be the president. He says, I think this guy is going to be the president one day. And I'm at his event. I think it could be in Fort Worth or Arlington or something like that, Texas. And I said, hey, just out of curiosity, what you're doing here, tell me about the ratios, percentages. I said, how many people here? I noticed I walked around, there's about 1,000 people here. I didn't see any blacks. I didn't see any Hispanics. I didn't see anybody else. Everybody's white. He says, you know what? Maybe that's something we should work on. It's in the interview.
And he did it.
It's in the interview when we're talking about this. I said Hispanics. And the part about him that was unique is he was so brilliant, but he would listen and then go make a decision for himself. And we say, all right, let me see what's going on. There was, we had this guy was 101. After 2 years of working on this, we have finally pulled it off. And let me tell you what it is. Every time we do the Vol Conference, if you've attended, you know this. I stand up and I speak for probably 45 hours is what I do at the Vol Conference. And I love it. I love being around the guys. I love it. But I wear the Ferragamo shoes when I do this. Or I wear some kind of dress shoes. Eventually, for the last 25 years, I've always been on stage walking around. I'm like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of it. I want a shoe that I'm comfortable wearing. And here's what I love. I don't like shoes that are so heavy. That's a dumbbell. You can use it as a weapon. I don't want that. Like the Xenia, you carry it. I have so many of them, but they're so heavy. Like you can literally curl the Xenia, the shoes, and you'll get a pump within 30 reps. And I wanted the combination of the Hoka, the On Cloud, the Super Foam, because there's a big thing going on right now with the Super Foam where the bottom of the shoe, you wear it. You know which ones I'm talking about, the On Cloud or the Hokas, right? They're so comfortable. And I said, what if we take luxury and then combine it with the super comfort? What would that look like? And let's build it in Italy. So what do? We went to Italy. We designed the shoe in Florida. We made the shoe in Italy in five of the factories. We went back and forth, God knows how many times. And by the way, the shoes we're about to launch and introduce to you right now, where you're going to see the video for the first time, I've been wearing those shoes for the last 22 days straight. I'm wearing them right now. I literally wear it with suits. I wore it yesterday when we went to lunch. I wear it every single day. It's the most comfortable shoes I have, yet it's authentic Italian leather. Rob, if you don't mind playing the video, go for it. Here's the video of the latest shoe, the FLBs. When we set out to create a shoe that blends comfort, function, and luxury, we had the choice to make it fast. We had the choice to make it cheap. We chose neither. Instead, we chose Tuscany, Italy. We chose true Italian craftsmanship, each pair touched by 50 skilled hands. We chose patience, spending 2 years perfecting every detail, and we chose the finest quality at every step. Introducing the Future Looks Bright collection. Not rushed, not disposable, not ordinary. Rather, intentional, luxurious, timeless. Boom. There you go. Designed in Florida, 100% made in Italy. 50 hands touch each shoe that was made. And here's what's unique about it. I want to kind of show this to everybody that knows this. And I've worn pretty much every one of these shoes. So if you compare this, the Italian leather, of course, it's made in Italy. It's not assembled, made in China, assembled in Italy, 100% made in Italy, assembled in Italy. It's FLBs, Berluttis, which are $18.40, Ferragamos are $8.95, Xenias are $11.90, and Gucci's are $9.50. Leather premium lining, all of them except for Gucci. Laceless feature, it's the FLBs, the Berluttis, you have laces, Ferragamos laceless, and then you have also the Xenias, and then the Gucci's have the laces. I don't want to wake up in the morning, put laces on. I want to get out the house. Took me 3 seconds to put my shoes on today. Craftsman, 5 different Italian factories all made this shoe. Berluttis are the same as us, as well as FLB. But the only shoe, these trainers, the only one in the world today, according to the factories that told me this in Italy, that has the super foam, the only one that has the same super foam used in the On Clouds and the Hokas, it's the FLBs, and they're officially out, and you can place the order. Here's a challenge. We only have 1,000 of these pairs. And when you say 1,000 of these pairs, they start from size, I believe, is it 8? It goes 8, 9, 10, 10 and a half, 11, 11 and a half, 12, 13. Those are the sizes that we have. And the shoes that you can get today, the colors, you have access to, Rob, if you can go back there, you can have access to those browns, which is absolutely beautiful. And by the way, the brown on the bottom, the stitching on the side is a left stitching. If you can change the picture, and on the bottom it says the future looks bright. Look at the white lines on the side. It's beautiful. The only ones we have right now that you can get sent out today are the black and the browns. If you do want the white to pre-order, I would highly recommend you do so. They're going to come out the second week of December. So the white and the navy blue comes out the second week of December. The browns and the blacks are available. If you believe the future looks bright as much as we do, go place the order. There's nothing like sitting in the boardroom with your trainers and you put your feet over your knee and people look at the bottom of your shoe and it says future looks bright. That's how you get deals done. All right, so they're out. I'm excited to announce it, and I'm very happy for people to go sport it. When you get them, take pictures, send it our way. We're going to show all these shoes, all the pictures that are being taken. I already got a bunch of them sent to me on Instagram. Go to vtmerch.com, place your order. It's all over the website. Maybe buy it for your husband, buy it for your brother, buy it for your coworkers, buy it for your best salespeople if you want to let them know the future looks bright. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.